I was at like this point where I like knew I wanted to make music, but I didn't have a lot of connections, and I was like stuck in my parents' house, and I could only be like so loud with like my stuff. And I didn't have like any people around me that made music besides this one kid who got me into it, but he wasn't making music anymore, and he was more into trap, and I was trying to do like indie alternative like music that I kind of make now.
Yeah.
So I was like, shit, I don't know what to do. Like I'm like stuck on like resources, I feel like, and I just was like, I don't know how to go forward. I felt like I needed a producer, but like so I was just like making music still, working at Domino's. And then one day I'm like, what if I get a school bus and just find it on like Facebook Marketplace and just like have my own like home that I could live in and also like make music out of?
In a school bus.
That I wouldn't need an apartment for. Because in my mind, when I was like 3 years ago, I was like, if I get an apartment, I'm going to get noise complaints like all the time. And I can't afford a house right now. So I'm like, what if I just get a school bus?
Just a school bus was the super logical next
At like
option.
19 or 20 years old, this is where my head was at. So I followed this guy online that was like a school bus guy. So I'm like, yeah, dude, let's do this.
Sure.
So then that was like the plan. I just like was looking for a school bus, found a school bus, ended up renovating it.
Well, wait.
Yeah,
how much? Okay, pump the brakes. How much was the school bus? How much was the school bus?
The school bus was like $3,500 on Facebook Marketplace, all decked out.
How big is this school bus?
It's a short bus.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
So I actually got this sticker that says I ride the short bus on the back.
Yeah. Shit. Dude. Okay. Wait. I need to know. Like, was this how many miles on this fucking short bus for it to only be $3,500?
Damn. How many miles? It was like 180K maybe.
Okay. Yeah. All right. That's adding up now a little bit.
It was already
still pretty good though.
Yeah. It was already decked out and everything. This girl who was gonna like do like this van life stuff was like, no, I'm gonna stay working at my prison job because like I want my pension and shit. So I'm gonna sell the school bus because I don't need it anymore.
Wow. So she decked it out.
Yeah, she decked it out for me.
Did it have like it had living
quarters? It had like a bed
already?
And it had like a little sink station. It had like an area with a. I pretty much didn't change anything to it. I just had to do a shit ton of mechanical work and deck it out like to how I wanted it. But
were you making music out of there?
Yeah.
Really?
Not right away. I was still living at my parents' house, but like, yeah, I like converted it in like 2022 and then like ended up traveling from like August to November.
Yeah. Where were you going?
I went to South Dakota first, from like Minneapolis to like South Dakota, and just kind of like stayed there for a little bit because I got stuck and had to repair my vehicle.
Okay. Yeah. That'll do it. Yeah.
And so I got stuck there. And ended up like meeting like these people just like in a random like what do you call it, Sam's Club parking lot.
There you go.
And like other like van life people. But then made my way to Colorado, and that's where I stayed for a long time in Sterling, Colorado, because I ultimately just got stuck there too.
Yeah.
It was just like a whole mess.
What do you do for work when you're stuck?
I had money saved up.
Oh, okay.
The past summer I was like doing like landscaping and stuff, so I had money saved up, and I also. But it was running low, so I had to find a job pretty fast.
Yeah.
But my bus broke down in this place called Sterling, Colorado.
Yeah.
It's like an hour south of Denver.
Mm-hmm.
And I thought I'd just be there for a couple days, but I was there for a solid month and just worked at this Taco Bell with like all these Hispanic people. The only dude that spoke English there.
Really? Okay.
Yeah, and just like lived in this like Walmart literally for like a month straight.
Like you just lived in the Walmart parking lot?
Yeah, and just like walked to the Taco Bell because it was like a minute away.
Dude, I got to introduce you to this guy, Michael Scott, that we've had on the podcast a bunch of times. This guy, Michael Scott, has been on the podcast a million times. He would be loving everything you're talking about.
Yeah, man.
He lived some of this life that you're describing. Yeah. It's awesome.
So while I was in Sterling, Colorado, I was just like repairing my bus, and I met this one dude who I became really good friends with that was like actually homeless, like living out of his van. But we would just like take like showers in the fucking lake and shit, and take like mushrooms and stuff sometimes and cook out like just like
okay wait how does shower give me the play-by-play of taking a shower at the lake. Like do you go back to the van, you're like, oh, I need a shower?
Yeah, so it's either the one move when you're living on the road, I'll give you guys some tips and tricks real quick.
Yeah, is
either you can get a Planet Fitness membership, and that's kind of like highbrow like van life, like even though it's like $10 a month.
Yeah.
If you get a Planet Fitness membership, it's like, whoa.
That's like
it's like you got a Tesla or something.
Yeah, okay. Yeah.
But I was just like, well, I don't need a fucking shower. I'll just like use like a milk jug and just like get water from like Walmart or something and just like shower like that. But then I met this one dude who was like actually like homeless living out of his van. He's like, I was like just talking to him because we just like hang out sometimes. He's like, yeah, I just like take a shower in this like river and I just bring soap with me. I'm like, you know what? That's actually not a bad idea.
You were taking a shower in the river water with this dude.
Yeah. Not just like with like pause, just like with spraying jugs on or anything. Like,
Okay.
nothing like weird or anything.
What kind of soap are you bringing?
Just like Suave, just like basic. Yeah.
Okay.
Just like nothing. I don't know.
You had to smell like shit, man.
Definitely, yeah, dude. I fucking showered.
You smelled like shit,
dude. My
bro.
cousin was like, how much did you shower? Like, how many times do you think you showered in the course of 4 months? And I was like, 5 times.
God, man. Were you like, did you talk to a lot of people?
Yeah, I talked to a lot of people,
God,
man.
I'm sorry for them.
Yeah, it was crazy. But
That's
like,
wild. So what do you do? Okay. Like, what are you doing for fun when you're living in this van, right? The van's broken down. You're getting to and from Taco Bell.
yeah.
You're showering with Forrest Gump, it sounds like.
Yeah.
Like,
Dude,
where
he did look like Forrest Gump.
yeah. What are you like? Do you ever have downtime? Do you have a phone? I imagine you have a phone.
Yeah. So honestly, I was just like getting better at guitar and just making music in my bus. I just kind of looked at it as just an opportunity, just like, okay, I'm just gonna play guitar and.
Totally solo? Is anyone with you or?
No, I'm just making music in my bus just by myself, just outside the Walmart or outside this like truck stop, just like at night, just like playing Smashing Pumpkin songs and just learning new songs and stuff and just making music pretty much. And that's pretty much what I did with my free time besides hanging out with some friends that I met at the Taco Bell. Like,
Yeah,
that's
cool.
So
Wow,
yeah,
that's insane, man. So like, I'm trying to think. How much clothes did you have? Did you go to laundromats?
yeah. They had a laundromat in that town, Sterling, Colorado. Actually, so one time, bro, this is actually a real hack. So
Okay.
if you ever live in van life, car washes are like, you can take a shower in a car wash. Like, it's possible. Like,
done
I'm
it?
not even kidding. I took a shower in a car wash.
In an automatic car wash?
Yeah. No, like, yeah, or whatever. In a manual car wash.
manual
Yeah.
car wash.
Yeah.
Were you shooting yourself with the fucking hose, or was it you and the
Yeah, I was
homeless guy
shoot-
taking
I
turns
did
shooting
no,
each
no,
other?
no, no. I was shooting myself with the hose.
Really?
I do not recommend that at all
That sounds like it might hurt a little.
because there's some guy like inspecting it and stuff. So I just like do that really fast and get the swab lotion.
God, dude, he comes over and you're soaking wet.
Yeah, I'm just like showering myself in my car. Is that cool?
Yeah, Jesus Christ, man. You know, I just saw a guy on TikTok the other day who like he didn't want to pay for an Uber and he was like stranded somewhere, so he ordered pizza
I did
delivery
see that.
to his house, and he was like, "Can I just ride with the delivery driver?" And
Dude,
you were
I
kind
saw
of
that
doing
before.
that.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
excellent,
that's crazy.
man. What's something else that people don't think about? If someone's considering van life right now, you did it.
Yeah.
What's something that maybe you didn't know going in that you know now?
You don't really need a lot. There's a lot of people that like camp on public lands and they just do it in tents or just they backpack or they just do it out of their car. It's like if I would do it over again, I would not get a bus because I could definitely make do just like with my car or just like with a tent just to get an experience.
Yeah.
It's like obviously you got to like deal with like the wildlife and stuff more if you do it that way, but you don't need as much as you think you would when
Really?
you really get out there.
Excellent.
You can survive with because when you think of like our ancestors and stuff, they weren't fucking living in buses. They're just like camping.
Yeah,
that's Obviously, true. They
you
were
don't
living
living
in
in caves and stuff.
Yeah, you don't want to go that extreme, but it's like you don't really need a lot to survive.
What did were your parents like scared for you at all? Were they like nervous to let you go do this or?
Yeah, they're pretty nervous, but once I like bought the bus and like committed to it, they're like, "All right, this is what he's gonna do." So
Wow.
it's like my dad had to like help me with like the mechanical work on it and stuff because I like didn't know what I was doing there.
Yeah.
But and he's like really good with that stuff, so
That's
that was a
fascinating.
huge
though,
plus.
dude.
Yeah.
It's wild in a good way. It's super cool that you got to do this, I imagine. Is there any
Yeah.
other spots that you hit up along the way that you were like really happy you got to see of the States?
Yeah, so after I fixed my bus in Colorado, I just like the Taco Bell closed down just because they had like a gas leak. So I just
Gas leak at Taco
yeah.
Bell. Okay.
So yeah,
That's
ironic.
awesome.
I couldn't work there anymore. But the guy who I originally got into bus life for, I like followed him on Instagram, and he has like this plot of land in Austin, Texas, and he's having like this Halloween festival there. And he's like, "Hey, I'm looking for volunteers. Like, send us a Instagram video, and we'll see if you like are like cool enough, I guess, to come hang out with us in our property with like all of these like buses that he has, like all these like hippie people pretty much that live on like this plot of land with like all these buses." I'm like, "Oh my god,
That's
It's, like,
perfect for
dope.
you. It sounds
Yeah.
perfect.
So I like sent him a video. He's like, "Yeah, come down here." So I like make the way down to Austin, Texas from Colorado, and ended up hanging with all these like hippie guys on this like plot of land that had like all these buses. They like essentially rents out as like Airbnb.
Really?
Like if you would go to Austin, Texas, and look on Airbnb and look up school buses, you could probably like find his like stuff. Cause
Wow.
yeah, if you like ever want to try it out or whatever.
So were you just like tripping balls with a bunch of hippies on this guy's land?
Yeah, pretty much.
Wow.
Like he like had like this whole like cooler full of mushrooms and stuff. And he's just like selling it and everything. But he had like DJs, like this like one like famous like DJ was actually there. I forgot her name, but she was like, you ever watch that new TED series?
No, I
No?
haven't. No, but I know.
Because she was
it,
in
yeah.
that. I'm like, holy shit, it's that girl.
Yeah, you're like,
I was just like watching previews. I was like, no way, it's that girl that I saw at that fucking
You're like,
hippie
wait, is this the shrooms or is that actually?
Yeah, I was like,
yeah.
what the fuck?
Wow, dude, that's fun.
Yeah. So
What's it like doing shrooms with homeless people?
well, I don't know. Like they're cool. They're all cool. So it wasn't like totally weird, and it was kind of the vibe, honestly.
Really?
Like it's just like made sense to just like do it in like that kind of environment.
I feel like homeless people would probably be the best people to do shrooms with. You know?
Yeah.
Because they're already cool with a lot.
Yeah.
They're not gonna have bad trips very often.
Because they're like homeless people, but with like Gary V mindset. You know what I mean?
Oh,
Like,
okay.
yeah. Like they got like they're like homeless people, but like they like take ketamine and shit. So they like
So they're jacked up.
yeah, and they got like they're just like their brain is like way more advanced than your average.
They're
homeless person.
go-getters, but
Yeah.
they just don't want
Exactly.
to own anything.
Yeah, they just want to be free.
yeah. Okay, I can get behind that. I can get
Yeah.
behind that.
Hey, thanks for watching there, guy. Click right over here if you want to see that episode in its entirety. Or you can click over here and subscribe to the channel. See all the other fun shit we do here. It's really up to you, guy.